Good morning, children. Welcome to the science class. In today's class, we are going to continue the chapter 4 heat. Okay. In the previous class, we have discussed about temperature and the device which is used to measure the temperature, that is thermometer, clinical and laboratory thermometer, right? In today's class, we are going to discuss about transfer of heat, how the heat is transferred from one medium to another. Okay, you might have observed that a frying pan becomes hot when keep on a flame, right? It is because the heat passes from the flame to the vessel. The heat passes from the flame to the vessel. When the pan is removed from the fire, it slowly cools down. The heat is transferred from the pan to the surroundings. Now, when we remove the pan from the flame, the heat will transfer from the pan to the surrounding. So, you can understand that in both cases, the heat flows from the hotter object to a colder object. In fact, in all these cases, heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. When we keep the pan in the flame, the heat is transferred from the flame to the pan. Here, the flame is the hotter object, pan is the cooler object. So, the heat is transferred from the hotter to colder object, right? When we remove the pan, the heat is transferred from the pan to the surroundings. Okay, and how does heat flow? Let us see an activity. Okay, take a rod like this. Take a rod or a flat strip of a metal, which is made up of aluminium or iron. Okay, and fix a few small wax pieces on the strip in a particular distance, in equal distances, and climb the rod to a stand. If you do not have the stand, use the bricks. You can put one end of the rod in between the bricks. Now heat the other end of the rod and observe what happens to the wax pieces. Do these pieces begins to fall? Yes, these pieces are starts to fall down, right? Do you think that heat is transferred from the end nearest to the flame to the other end? The heat is transferred from the end to the other end near the flame to the other end. Because of the heat passing, the waxes fall down, right? And the process by which the heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction of heat. The heat is transferred from the hotter object to the colder object is known as conduction of heat. Okay, in solids generally the heat is transferred from the hotter region to the colder region, mainly the process of conduction. And the material which allow heat to pass through them are easily called as conductors. The materials which are used to conduct the heat are called as conductors. The materials that are used to pass the heat are known as conductors. The aluminium, copper, silver are some of the examples of conductors. Okay, and the materials which do not allow heat to pass through them. These materials are not allow the heat to pass through them. These materials are known as insulators, like glass, plastic, rubber, fabric, wool, or paper. These are not allow the heat to pass through them. So these materials are called as insulators. Okay, the water and air are also poor conductors of heat. Then how does the heat transfer take place in these substances? How the heat transfer in water and air? Let us found out. Okay. Take a round bottom flask. Fill it 2/3 with water. Fill the beaker with 2/3 of water and place it on a tripod or make some arrangement to place the flask in such a way that you can heat it by placing a handle below it. Place the beaker in a place where you can heat the beaker, okay, and wait till the water in the flask is still, and place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask, gently using a straw. Now heat the water by placing the handle just below the crystal, and when water is heated, the water near the flame, here is the flame is there, and the water near the flame gets hot. The hot water then rises up. The hot water rises up, and the cold water from the sides. In the sides there is cold water. This cold water in the sides moves down towards the flame. Okay, the water near the flame gets hot and it's go up, and the cold water in the side comes down through towards the source of water, that is the flame, and this water also gets hot. The cold water in the side comes down and gets hot, okay, and rises up, and water from the sides moves down. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is called as convection of heat. This process of heating the water is called as convection of heat. This is how the heat travel in water. And how does the heat travel in air? The air near the heat source gets hot and rises. The air from the sides comes to take its place, and in the way the air also gets heated. Let us do an activity to clear out this. Light a candle and keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of the flame. Do your hand feel equally hot? No, right? Which hand feels hotter? Notice that towards the top, the air gets heated by convection. Therefore, the hand above the flame feels hot. On the sides, there is no convection and air does not feel as hot as at the top. So, the hand above the handle, that is on the top of the handle, feels hot. Okay. People in the hostel areas experience an interesting phenomenon. Let us discuss about that. Okay. During the day, the land gets heated faster than the water. During the day, the land gets heated than the water. The air over the land becomes hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes into the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the circle. The air from the sea is called as sea breeze. To receive the cooler sea breeze, the windows of the houses in hostel areas are made to face the sea. At night, it is exactly reverse. The water cools down more slowly than the land. The water cools down more slowly than the land. So the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called the land breeze. In daytime, the land gets heated fast and the air over the land becomes hotter. The cool air from the sea rushes towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the sea. And in night, the water cools down more slowly than the land. So the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. And the air from the sea is called a sea breeze, and the air from the land is called as land breeze. Okay, when we come out in the sun, we feel warm, right? How does the heat from the sun reach us? It cannot reach us by conduction or convection, as there is no medium such as air in the most part of the space between the earth and the sun. From the sun, the heat comes us to by another process known as radiation. From the sun, the heat comes us by the process of radiation. The transfer of heat by radiation does not require any medium. It can take place whether a medium is present or not. When we sit in front of a room heater, we get heat by this process. A hot vessel kept away from the flame cools down as it transfers heat to the surroundings by radiation. And our body too gives heat to the surroundings and receives heat from it by radiation. These are not need any medium to transfer the heat. All hot bodies radiate heat. When this heat falls on some object, a part of it is reflected and a part is absorbed by the object, and a part may be transmitted by the object. When a heat falls on an object, some of it will reflected, some of it is absorbed by the object, and some of the heat is transmitted by the object. Now let us move on to clothes we wear in summer and winter. You know that in summer we prefer light colored clothes, and in winter we usually wear dark colored clothes. Why we used to wear these types of in a particular season? Let us find out this by an activity. Okay, take 2 identical tin cans, paint the outer surface of one as black and the another as white, and pour equal amount of water in each and leave them in a sun for an hour, and measure the temperature of water in both the cans. In which can is the water warmer? Yes, in the black can. In the black can, the water is very warmer. You can feel the differences even by touching the water in the 2 cans also. And fill the 2 cans with the same amount of hot water at the same temperature, and leave the cans in a room or in a shade, and note the temperature of water after 10 to 15 minutes. Does the temperature of water in both the cans fall by the same amount? No, the temperature of the water in black can fall fastly. These activities suggest the reason why it is more comfortable to wear white or light colored clothes in summer and dark colored clothes in winter. Dark surface absorb more heat, and therefore we feel comfortable with dark colored clothes in the winter, and light colored clothes reflect most of the heat that falls on them, and therefore we feel more comfortable in wearing them in the summer season. And in winter, we used to wear woolen clothes. Wool is a poor conductor of heat, right? Moreover, there is air trapped in between the woolen fibers. This air prevents the flow of heat from our body to the whole surrounding. So we feel very warm. So today we have discussed about the transfer of heat, conduction and insulators, convection of heat, and the clothes we used to wear in summer and winter. I hope you all are understand this. Thank you, students.